Hi, it's time to do another video from the car just to give you a little update on where I am on that Rolex waiting list I told you about a good 12 months ago. Now, I went into Birmingham the other day and dropped into Goldsmiths, and we had a bit of a discussion, a bit of an interview, and I got to find out a few things that I didn't know about Rolex waiting lists, certainly around Goldsmiths and Watches of Switzerland. So let's find out what I found out. I'm Andy and welcome to the English Watch. Now, this channel is about me and my watch collecting journey, an amateur enthusiast with an eye for detail, helping like-minded individuals like you start your watch collecting journey. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and please check out all the links below in the description. So anyway, waiting lists. Now, I went into Watches of Switzerland in Birmingham over a year ago, could be nearly 2 years ago, I can't remember now. And through the discussion, we expressed that I had an interest in watches. We talked about the GMT Master 2, and he said he put me on the waiting list, which was great. Okay. Now, obviously, I didn't expect anything to happen there and then, and I've been into that showroom a few times since then and had a discussion about the waiting list. Yeah, we should understand he's got an expression of interest, etc., etc. Now, I haven't bought any watches through Watches of Switzerland directly, but have bought them through Goldsmiths, and through luck or through, I don't know, probably just location, I've only bought my new watches through Goldsmiths, certainly the Swiss watches, because there's one local to me and there's one in Birmingham, which is not too bad to get to. And I go in there and I get great service. We were in there a couple of weeks ago. It's coming up to my 25th wedding anniversary, which, yeah, it's a bit of an achievement. So that's 25th wedding anniversary, and I'm still alive after my heart attack. So yeah, it's things to be cheerful for. And one thing that I promised my wife a number of times, probably should have done it years ago, is an eternity ring. So whilst we were walking through the bull ring, dropped into Goldsmiths, perused a number of nice pieces, and left with a white gold with a few diamonds on it as an eternity ring. She was very happy. Now, whilst I was there, I did inquire about, again, my position on the waiting list for the GMT Master 2 and the Milgauss. So the salesperson, they got the list up and said, yeah, you're still on here, but she goes, you've got 4 instances on your account. Oh, okay, I'll see if I can get them merged into one. We left happy. Now, before we get on there, just a quick wrist check, which I forgot. I'm wearing my Speedmaster Professional Hess-like crystal. I'm actually wearing it on the original bracelet at the moment, which I'm actually enjoying. I guess if you don't wear these things for a while, you can get some enjoyment. I'm sure it'll annoy me as the skin starts to bite and the hairs start to pull, but so far so good. Anyway, we digress. So yeah, so didn't think anything more of it. And then the other week, in fact last week, I was recovering at home, and I'm thinking, do you know what, I'm going to go out and do a bit of a stress test. So I go and park at the bull ring, walk around, and I'll try going up and down some stairs. Now, if anyone knows the bull ring, the car park is on the lower floor, Goldsmiths is on the top floor. Now, parked up, I think I was on -2, so you walk up to the ground floor. And I'm thinking, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Now I thought I can get the escalator up, or the elevator, but I thought I need a pee, so the gents loos are on the first floor, which in the UK is the next floor, not the first floor, which is the ground floor in the United States, which always confuses me. So I thought I'll go up the next flight of stairs. Yep, no problem at all. But Goldsmiths is another 2 floors up, so I've done my business, and I thought, right, yeah, here we go. Climb the first flight of stairs. Yeah, starting to get a little bit wheezy. And I think, shall I bail out at this point? I thought, no, in for a penny, in for a pound. And then I literally, it was like climbing Mount Everest, that last flight of stairs. I got to the top and I was like, Jesus Christ. I was properly out of breath. And I think that just goes to show, even a month on from my heart attack, how my heart's still in recovery mode. And although I'll probably go back to work next week, this week, depending on when I release this video, I'm still taking stuff really easy. I think we're on a bit of a journey here, definitely. So anyway, it was a good stress test. I made it out, that's the main thing. So anyway, so we went into Goldsmiths and explained the situation that encountered a few weeks ago. 4 accounts. He said, "Okay, let's have a go at putting that together." So he took me through to the little Rolex area. Now, if anyone knows the Bullring Goldsmiths, the Rolex area is not that special. I think there's sort of Cartier in there, and I think they got Faup or Faupi or whatever the jewellery is. And but you're in a bit of a goldfish bowl. Now they are getting a refit, so that the, I call it the exclusive client area, will be a bit more off the beaten path. So people won't be sort of staring in whilst you're getting your expensive timepiece, and then hopefully not mugging you on the way out. So that's something to look forward to. So we sat down, and I've got a few things that I've just got to remind myself that we went through. Now, I didn't realise at the time, but it was a kind of an interview situation, and I think anyone that's watched Paul Thorpe, he sort of described this interview process that they take you through. Now, I've never been through it before. I've just had a nice conversation, and whether they type up notes afterwards, I'm not too sure. But this was proper interview situation. So the first thing to talk about was when he went through the system, he said, "Oh yeah, the GMT Master and the Milgauss, they were registered at Watches of Switzerland." I said, "Yeah." He says, "You can't have registrations at 2 dealers, even though they're in the same group, so they have to be all under Goldsmiths." I thought, well, I didn't know that, and nobody had told me that. So we dragged those over, which is good. We also had a discussion about my acquisition of my Submariner, which I got from there, which I got in, I think, February 2020. I think I waited about 6 to 9 months, I forget the exact period of time, but it was definitely less than a year. And I still had registers of interest of the old discontinued model on there, and obviously you can only have 2, so we sort of scrubbed those out as well, which was obviously very good. And he said that the Submariner now is not a starter watch, starter Rolex watch. He said anyone coming in now asking for one, A, that are unlikely to get on the list, just asking for Rolex, but B, even if it was their first Rolex, they're unlikely to get something like a sub. And he sort of mentioned that pieces like the Air King, the Oyster Perpetual, those were the first watch, the starter watch, that they would be looking to push out. And obviously to get those, I think there's an expectation that you originally had maybe some other pieces that Goldsmiths sell, either Tudors or Cartier or whatever else that they've got going. So trying to get into a Rolex straight off the bat is a non-starter. And when he did say they pretty much closed their lists because they had over 5,000 clients that registered interest in watches. So how do you cut through out of those 5,000? Well, obviously you can go to independents, you can try it up there. Obviously those types of establishments are looking for long-term customs, so again there'll be an expectation for you to buy other things in there. But for me, it was all about establishing me as a genuine collector, not as a reseller. So hence the interview. So we started going through some questions. He wanted to know about me, whether I was married, how many kids I had, what interests I had. What else did we talk about? We talked about my collection, the fact that I was after a GMT Master. He said, "Would you travel? Would I use the GMT function?" So I I travel abroad at work, and I always take my Tudor GMT. We sort of talked about that one being a little bit heavy for me now, and I think having tried the GMT on again, I'm quite pleased about it. So yeah, it's a nicer, slimmer watch. So I think if I got the Rolex Master 2, there's an opportunity to move the Tudor on, which, great. So I think what he just wanted to do was establish me as a genuine buyer, a genuine collector, not a flipper. I said he did that. We mentioned the channel. I didn't go into any depth, but he said, "Oh, I'll put that down because that can help as well." And although he said he's got no sway in terms of how these names and as the watches come in, there's some sort of central, I don't know how it works. There's a central area of Goldsmiths or Watches of Switzerland that allocate watches to, let's call them the right customers, deserving customers, however you describe that. But we talked about my 25th wedding anniversary, the fact that we bought a ring there a week or so before, the fact that I just had a heart attack, so I've got a good couple of points of celebration, and that can never be a bad thing. So, I didn't leave with a watch. I left with some knowledge, a nice cup of coffee, nice conversation about watches, about the business. So I was treated with the utmost respect. Everyone was very polite to me in there. Tried on a few. What did I try on? I tried on GMT Master 2 on an Oyster with, it was the Pepsi one. They didn't have the blue and black, which is the one I'm after on a Jubilee. But even though I'm thinking, well, I want the Jubilee, but I tried it on with the Oyster because I want to have something different. I've pointed to that. I'm not wearing a Rolex. So my Submariner's on an Oyster bracelet. I want one on the Jubilee just for the contrast. But I think whatever comes up, I'll go and have a look. We'll see. Anyway, so I didn't walk out with a watch. I say knowledge, a bit more certainty, which was good. But then afterwards, I went into the Breitling store across the road and tried on some Navitimers, which I quite like as well. So there's, I think, from his perspective, it was nice that I'm talking about other watches, IWC, say Breitling, JLC. So I'm not just in there Rolex. That's probably the last thing you should do. So yeah, it was. I'm not going to say it was a horrible experience. It was a nice way to spend half an hour, drinking coffee, talking watches. You could make a YouTube channel about that potentially. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy. This has been English Watch. Take care, and I'll see you soon. And if I get any news, you'll be the first to know. Bye for now.